Hey guys, Big One 589 here with the Hauntober Tour Reviews 2019 edition. So, I originally shot these intros for these two reviews. You'll see the same review intro for another video with Brian from Scary Acres. What had happened was my camera was on autofocus and I thought it would focus for me, but for some reason it did not focus. But that's why I'm shooting this now. So we are going to Haunted Overload in New Hampshire. We're both excited to go here, and it'll be my second time going this year. It's been a while for Brian, as he stated before, and I'm excited to go through. He's excited to go through. We're expecting to see some immaculate scenes, some huge scenery, and a lot of detail. So not to put it short, we're gonna head on in, or we've already been in, as you know now, because I'm shooting this after the fact. So let's get to the review. All right, so me and Brian made it out of Haunted Overload. Quite the scenes. If you really get to see all these pictures and all these photos and the videos and all such I did it for the B-roll guys, the scenery alone is outstanding.
It really is. The infrastructure is crazy, just the way that they kind of have oversized sets. Even the way that they light it, they don't directly light scenes. They have kind of that background lighting coming through fencing and stuff, so it adds to the creep factor a little bit of the whole event.
Yeah, I really think that with the way the lighting hits, the fog kind of seeps through the cracks of the walls. It actually adds a little bit to the creep factor. I think it's great. I think that with the scenery alone, it does for me. Like I said, even at night, like I said, the lighting wasn't as bright as I wanted it to be at certain spots, but at the same time, it does justice by the light that's behind something, like you were saying. It does add a little ambiance because of that. So with a little more light, I think you'd be able to see some of the sets a little more clearer. I think that might have kind of like spiked up a little bit.
Yeah, for those that go to haunts, and that's what they're trying to find a true appreciation for the scenery and props and whatnot.
Now we did go through for one of the first groups going through. So and what they said they do volunteer here. So one of the things here is they were a little short a little bit on actors tonight.
Yep.
For the night, but they still had about a good, what I say, 60 or 80 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he said that they had 60 or 65 tonight. So
yeah, it's still a good enough amount of actors for the size of the haunt itself. I think that either way, the actors alone, the makeup, the costume, the way they were portraying their character, it was perfect. Especially the first scene, and what was the first scene? It was like a second or third for me, I think. The clowns. You guys know I love clowns.
He likes his clowns.
Yeah,
and the clowns like Ben, evidently.
Yes, if there is a clown, then I will stay. So I would honestly say that the actors did an excellent job. I think the clowns are my favorite scene, obviously, but I do think that the other actors following it in the haunt, they got me. They did get me, and I did kind of jump and said a couple of words. Yeah, just a little bit, not a lot, but I really think they did a good job. I think that when it comes down to it, that going to take the drive to New Hampshire for this haunt is well worth the drive. It's about a 2-hour, 45-minute drive for me. I imagine for you it'd be like about 2 hours, so you're probably closer than I am.
Closer, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like my perception, even like to go back to what Ben was saying about the actors, it actually is pretty neat. That it's a unique haunt. It really is. Like there's nothing kind of out there that's like this anywhere else. But for them to have 60 something actors strictly volunteer, like that's a pretty big feat for any haunt that's in New England. So bravo to those guys. They did a good job in there. And like I said, just with infrastructure and the way that the sets are, everything's oversized. I think we have a better appreciation for it during the daytime when we did get to see the encompass the size of how things are. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a great haunt.
Yeah, to kind of like attack upon the infrastructure and the size of stuff. When you see like a footage like you're seeing right now with the creeping Grim Reaper, how tall that thing is. That is as tall as a building. Like there's no joke. This guy built these scenes and these sets with immaculate, like I can't even think of words. Just immaculate size. It's like I feel like his eyes were like, would say smaller or bigger, like than
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's pretty immersive on that level as far as the size that he's building things, and when they're that big, you know, the amount of detail that's still in them at that size, you know, when it's not right in your face and it's above you, huge pumpkin guys standing up, and yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, one of the things I can honestly say about it is just like even close up to the sets and the big structures, they're still detailed close up. You expect something like, you know, that tall, it'd be like, oh, I'm put a little bit of detail from far away, it looks good. No, when you get close up, it still looks good. So I honestly think that this is probably one of my favorite haunts in New Hampshire. I said that last year, and I'm repeating myself again. Definitely, if you like big structures, good sets, and hell, even like man-made sets that are all done by hand. If you go on Haunted Overload, go on the website, you get to see how he made them. It's pretty cool how he did it. Given that everything we said, I honestly would say that the rating for me would probably be a 3.5 out of 5. I think that the lighting itself needed to be a little more prominent in some spots to kind of show the set design, to show what it looks like in some parts of the sets. The actors are great. I think they're perfect. I think there's nothing really I can say negative about that. I think that even the props, they weren't actors. I still thought they were actors because they're built so perfectly in my head. I just think with the lighting situation, it would bring it down just a little bit. If it was a little more brighter, I think it would make a difference.
Yep. I agree with everything you're talking about as far as the high points of the haunt. I'm going to give it a 3.6 if that's possible, only because I got to witness Ben getting scared. So that was an added bonus. But yeah, I mean, just again with the I can't say it enough. The infrastructure that's in place, that it doesn't, even though they're controlling the way that you're walking through the trail, it doesn't seem that way at all. Even placing the actors, the areas that they're in. And not a lot of the kind of cookie cutter stuff that you see at other haunts where, you know, you've got your chainsaw guy in there, but it's a different scenario. They even utilize a lot of the different kind of scare tactics with noises, which I know that's what gets Ben every time. So, you know, it was kind of nice to see a refreshing take on some old school techniques as far as characters involved. And yeah, no complaints. It was a great haunt. It really was.
Yeah, I did get scared. I guess it was really entertaining for Brian from that point of view. So, Brian, where can they find you for your haunt, just so we get that out into people's ears?
So again, with the haunt that I put on, it's Scary Acres RI. It's at 2150 Situate Ave, Hope, Rhode Island. Check somewhere around here for Ben's review. Ben's gone through this year as well as last and given his review on the haunt. We do a 1 mile haunted hayride as well as about a 5-acre corn maze, about 65 actors. And again, we're located right on 2150 Situate Ave, Hope, Rhode Island. You can go to scaryacresri.com.
So guys, definitely check it out. It's probably my 3rd year at Scary Acres. This is my 2nd year here at Haunted Overload. And it won't be my last, honestly. Every haunt I've been to this year has been a blessing. It's also been great to go through. Definitely a good stress reliever and also a good place to, you know, let go of everything and just go into a world that you can get scared, you know? So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, thumbs up. Follow me on social media. Put comments down below where we should go if you guys want to catch any other haunts, if you have any suggestions where we can go. Look forward to the podcast that follows all these reviews. Is on what's been happening. It's going to be with Brian and I. We're going to be talking about haunts, why we like haunts, where we've been to haunts, and why our love of haunts started. So be sure to follow Brian on scaryacresri.com. Go there, enjoy to get scared, and come to Haunted Overload and all the places I've been to before. So happy hauntings.